You're listening to Porn-Free Masculinity, where you connect to your recovery and your destiny.
Hello, everybody. Glad you're here for this inaugural episode of Move It Mondays. Yes, it is a Monday, and you may not be listening to this on a Monday, but let me explain why Mondays are so important. For many, many years, I've gone to sleep on a Sunday night, and my mind has been filled with things to do. Anxiety has been a piece of my story, as it may be of yours. And so Sunday night sleep is difficult. Getting up on Monday morning is hard. The old line from Office Space, the 90s movie,
"Oh, it sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays,"
haunts us. That's just such an annoying line in our minds. And so part of what I want us to do is put a new spin on Mondays. What can we do to start our week? What can we do to start our process? And again, that's what we're into. We are in a process. Life is not about getting it right. Life is about starting new processes and continuing new processes so that we can grow. Look outside of your house right now. Look at the plant life. Look at the nature around you. When does it start? It starts in seasons. Just a few months ago here, it was wintertime. Things were cold and there were no leaves and nothing was growing. And then the springtime comes and a new process begins, and the flowering and the fruiting and the budding out starts. And then the growth happens in the summertime. And then there's a cooling down season. That's what we were designed for, to live in a process. So I want to invite you through these Move It Monday challenges to begin something new. We call this a pattern interrupt. A pattern interrupt. Something in the past has not been working very well. Something that's been going on in your life just isn't working. You can call it failure. You can call it sin. You can call it mistakes. You can call it hardship. You can call it stress. You can call it trauma. You can call it whatever you want. But the reality is, it's just not working. It's not working out for you. And so we want to begin to do some new things on Mondays to help you get into a new process that will help you grow. And particularly for us, we're talking about recovery from compulsive sexual behavior and porn. But this can apply across the board. You can use this if you're just looking to get your life started. If you're looking to start something new, we're going to embody a lot of physical and experiential dynamics to help you begin to start something new. So here it is. Here's why Move It Mondays is so important. Number one, it helps your emotions. You may not think that getting up and moving your body and doing something new physically can help your emotions, but it absolutely does. The connection between the mental and the emotional and the physical is amazing. It's substantial. And so what you do when you get up and you get moving, whether it's go for a walk or do some push-ups or even just get up and change positions, get out of bed and change positions, you can begin to reduce the stress and anxiety in your life. I was sitting with a friend a few weeks ago, and he was talking about his new pattern in the mornings of getting up and doing some strenuous exercise, really getting that heart rate up. And he says it was amazing throughout the day how his anxiety and really even his depression was reduced because he just exerted a little bit of that energy. It may seem like, well, that's more stress to get up and do it. I just want to feel good. Well, is that working for you? How is that working for you? Or do you need to get up and do something new? Try something new. Now, the thing is, we tend to just go big and we want to just launch into some massive new process, but that's not how change happens. We want to begin to start small. Right? So if you want to begin to reduce some stress and anxiety in your life and you want to start a new habit, how do you do it? Well, you tie it to something you've already done. Well, how about instead of just sitting in your kitchen drinking your coffee, you take that coffee on the road and you go walk around the block? Or maybe when you get up in the morning and go to the bathroom, you just do 10 push-ups right after you get done going to the bathroom. Whatever it is, you connect something that you do already every morning with a new habit. And that'll get you going. And slowly, when you get comfortable doing that new thing, you can ramp that up and do something else and do something else and do something else until it grows into a substantial change in your life. You're never going to go to 0 to 60 and be able to sustain that. You've got to go 0 to 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 and increase it gradually. That's called incremental change. And that's what's going to be a theme here on Move It Mondays, is the ability for me to inaugurate new habits through incremental change. Now, how does this affect me mentally when I move into something new? Well, the reality is I can't believe that I can do something new until I've experienced it. I mean, I can read books and listen to podcasts and be challenged to do all kinds of new stuff. But if I'm not experiencing it, I'll say this in my head, well, I can't do that, or that's not for me, or so-and-so does that, but not me. The belief only comes through the experience. I remember I was working out with a friend one time, guy in the Coast Guard, and I'd never used kettlebells before. And we go out to a track one morning, and he brings a couple of kettlebells, and he sets them down, and he says, here's what we're going to do for our workout. You know, we stretch a little bit, we get warmed up, and he says, we're going to do 30 kettlebell swings, and we're going to run a lap around the track. And he says, we're going to do that 8 times. And I looked at him like, number one, I've never done a kettlebell swing. So I'm doing 240 kettlebell swings and running 2 miles, because running is my Achilles heel. I hate it. Like David Goggins, I hate it. Now, I'm not nearly as bold and as disciplined as somebody like David Goggins, but I hate running. But it's good for me, because as we were doing those kettlebell swings, as we were running around that track, this is what happened. I began to feel like I was going to die. Like lap 4, lap 5, lap 6. At lap 8, I'm running towards the home stretch. He said, kick it up, last lap. And I'm sprinting as hard as I can. And I stopped being able to see. Like I can see things out of the sides, but right up front, it was black. I was like, I'm running to my death. I'm literally going to fall out and die. I felt like that. And we get to the end, and we kind of do our little cool down walking lap, and he's looking at me, and I'm just sucking air, just breathing so hard. And he goes, how was that? And I'm just going, man, I almost died. And he goes, but did you die? Now you know you can do that exercise. So the next time somebody says, why don't you run 2 miles and do 240 kettlebell swings? I'll go, okay, because I've done it. I believe it. It's a new possibility for me. And that would never have been possible if I wouldn't have got off my ass and done what I needed to do to make sure it happened. The last thing that I want to invite us to on Move It Mondays is gratitude. This is something that I've known about intellectually my whole life, but I have only recently begun to embody it and experience it in my physical self. You know, gratitude for me was always this kind of idea of just, throwing some things up there that were good and that I was grateful for, and, things I should be grateful for, like family and friends and good food and good experiences, but never felt it. It was all mental. It was all top of the head stuff. But this gratitude, folks, this gratitude has to come from right here. It has to come from my heart, my body, my emotions, and to feel grateful. And when I get up and I have an experience that's new, and I begin to reduce that stress and anxiety, and I begin to start new processes that help me grow, I can really say, thank you. I told my friend that, walking that recovery lap. Thank you. Thank you for challenging me. Because I would have complained and made all kinds of excuses, but he kept going, he kept persisting, he kept encouraging. He kept saying, you can do this, you can do this. Let's go a little more, you can do this. And it was so encouraging, and I was so grateful to him in that moment for that experience, for that belief that he gave me. So I hope in listening to this, you'll be encouraged. And every Monday, here's what I want to do. I want to give you a challenge. I want to give you the opportunity to do something new today. So here it is. I want you to write down one thing that you're going to do new today. Just write it down. You don't have to do it. You don't even have to prepare to do it. Just write it down, put it in your phone, send a text message, write on a piece of paper. Doesn't matter. Write it down. What is one small thing that you're going to do to get up and start to move for yourself today? I hope this has been beneficial for you, and I hope you'll subscribe for more videos in the future so you can be encouraged and uplifted to change your life, because that's all I want. I just want you to have the life that you were meant to have. So thanks for taking the time to listen. I hope it's been encouraging. But one last thing. Remember, this is not motivation, because
motivation's crap.
Yeah, that's right. He said it. Motivation is crap. Don't get motivated. Start moving. Take care.
Don't forget to subscribe for more episodes. You can connect with Chris at pornfreemasculinity.com.